seen yesterday's assembly, and we started talking about community, and we started finding about Jesus calling his disciples. We talked about fishers of men, and we talked about that Jesus performed one of his miracles where he filled their nets with fish. Give me a thumbs up if you were here, so you remember that part of the story. Lovely. That's most of you. That's good to see. So I'm going to read on from that point, and we're going to find out about other disciples he called. So when we got to yesterday, he just, I don't want to say recruited, but he just gathered his first disciples. Jesus travelled with his disciples throughout Galilee, preaching in synagogues, spreading the word of God, and treating the sick. Men and women with all kinds of illnesses and diseases, some who were paralysed, others were racked with pain or tormented by horrific dreams, they all came to be healed. People came from far and wide to hear him speak, not only from Galilee itself, but from Jerusalem, Judea, and from way beyond Jordan. One day, Jesus passed a man called Matthew, who was a collector of taxes. He worked for the Romans and was hated by the Jewish. Jesus said to him too, "Come and follow me." And Matthew, without a word, left his post and followed him. When Jesus returned to his house and sat down to dinner with his companions, a load of people came to join him. Many of them were well-known sinners. The Pharisees were shocked to see this good man in such bad company, and they started to question some of his friends. "Why does your master mix with rascals like these?" But Jesus heard their sneering, and he replied, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to ask good men to change their ways, but the sinners, for it is they who need me." Jesus went alone to the top of a high mountain where he stayed all night in prayer. The next day he called his followers together and chose 12 of them to be his disciples. To each one he gave a special power of preaching and healing. The 12 disciples were Simon Peter, his brother, who was called Andrew, James and John, who were the sons of Zebedee, Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew the tax collector, James, Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot. So he chose 12 disciples to be with him. And what was that word we started thinking about yesterday? What did Jesus start to build? Can anyone type in the chat for me that word we started to think about yesterday? What is that word Jesus started to build yesterday? What, love? Good try. A team. It was a bit like a team. Oh, well done, Max. You got there first. I wonder if anyone else is going to get it too. Yeah, fantastic. Well done, lots of people. Faseo, Haddon, Mikhail. Well done, Laura. Yeah, so he started to build a community. And we talked yesterday about community. Jesus started to build his community. He started with his fishermen. Then he built his community. And we talked about this symbol, which was the fish. And we recognised that it was a sign of the community of the early Christians. And they used that to come together. And then we talked yesterday about togetherness and how at the moment our physical community can't be together. So I went away last night and I started to think about, well, it's a bit of a miserable time, isn't it? I mean, January is a bit of a miserable month at the best of times. But at the moment, we can't go to the cinema to watch a nice film. We can't go to a restaurant and eat a nice meal. We can't go to the gym and do exercise. We can't go swimming. Can't go to the soft play and jump in the ball pit and throw balls at people. It's a bit rubbish out there at the moment. And I thought, well, do I need all those big things to be happy? And then I thought, actually, it's a bit rubbish out there, but I'm not unhappy. There are things around me which makes me happy. And that's like to think, actually, I had a tasty breakfast this morning. That made me happy. And Miss Ball brought me a lovely cup of tea this morning. And that made me happy. And I went to see some children in nursery yesterday using their Play-Doh to do Dough Disco. And that made me happy. And I started to think about, well, maybe there are little things around which can make us happy. Maybe it's birds singing in the trees. Maybe it's the fact that you like listening to the rain hammering on the roof. It's nice and relaxing for you. Maybe it's your mum and dad cooked you a really nice dinner So I want you to have a think. What are the little things in your life at the moment that are making you happy? So we can't go to the cinema and watch a new film. We can't go to the soft play and go down the great big slide. But what are the little things in your life every day that make you happy at the moment? What are the little things you've got going on that you can be grateful for and make you happy? Have you got any, Miss Paul? What's making you happy at the moment, Miss Paul? Or wait for the chat to come in.
I've got some chat coming in, don't worry. I love our philosophical chats in the morning.
Oh, very deep.
It's not often that we get to spend this much time together, so it's good.
So we've got family, fantastic. Roblox, brilliant. So we've got our games and things. Friends.
Hello, my tortoise.
Pet tortoise? It's lovely. I thought BJ's being united with his family because they have each other. Good. Playing with their family and friends. Games. Brilliant. I wonder if, are they board games or are they computer games? What kind of games are they? Cousins?
I've definitely found we're playing more games, like board games.
Yeah, we sat down last night and we played Junior Scrabble as a family. And that was a nice thing to do. Oh, can you go back up? Someone just had a good... No, next one up. Sorry, that's it, Andy. Happy, a comfortable environment, a chance to play games. Yeah, you've probably got a bit more free time at the moment, haven't you? I remember running around all weekend to different shops and having to go here, there, and everywhere. But now, at the moment, I've got lots of time to sit and play a game of cards or just watch a bit of TV and relax. Games in it. iPad, calling your friends, having a meal. That's a lovely one, Poppy. And seeing your dog when it wakes up.
Someone said about calling friends and stuff on Skype. Actually, I'm really grateful that we've got technology like this that we can still connect.
Yeah. I'm hoping you heard that from what Miss Paul said. She's on mute at the moment. But she said it's really good we've got technology at the moment. We can call our friends on Skype and have those relationships. Playing with your younger sibling, sorry. Someone really likes Roblox there. Oh, that's a lovely one. My mum reading to me and going on bike rides. My mother, she always persuades me and she believes in me. Brilliant. Excellent. So there's loads and loads of things at the moment. And they're really, really simple things. Most of what I've seen on there don't cost a single penny. Having your mum read to you is a really lovely experience and can make you really, really happy. Doesn't cost a penny. Having your dinner is a lovely experience. It doesn't have to go out to the Ritz or to McDonald's or to Harvester and have a fancy meal. You can have a nice home-cooked meal at home. And playing board games and just having that time at home as a family. So, bringing this round to the full circle then, we know what makes us happy, and we know that at the moment our communities are a little bit broken apart and we can't physically be together. So, here's my big question. Think about all those little things that make you happy. What little things can you do to make those people in your community feel happy? So last night we talked about scouts and football teams and family in Nigeria or family in Poland or family down the street who we can't get to see. What little things can we do at the moment to help those communities, to make those communities have a better day? What little things can we do? I want to hear some ideas. So I don't think Roblox is going to be the answer this time. That might make you happy. What can we do to make them... Thomas Edison, that is a great idea, but I'm not going to read it until it's in a full sentence with a capital letter and a full stop. Veronica, I like your idea. Can you be more specific? Well, see, I could call them, but what? But is me just being on the phone enough? What is it I'm going to do when I call them? What is it I'm going to do when I call them? Oh, that's a nice... Jessica's saying send letters. That's a nice idea. Calling on them, checking if they're okay. Lovely, yes. Sometimes somebody asking you, how are you today? How was your day? Can be really nice. Yeah, we have to, because we can't go outside with our friends at the moment, so that's tricky. We can't do that one. We have to do it all virtually, don't we? I like this idea about sending letters. It's a thing we don't do nowadays with all our email and texting. But taking the time to sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and write a letter is a lovely idea. It gives you something to do as well. It gives you something to do, and then it gives them something to do because they've got to reply to you. So it's a nice way to spend some time. These ideas are excellent. Yeah.
It's the simple things that sometimes are the best things, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm liking some of the ideas about going, waving through a window. Not because we've got to remember we can't go into people's houses. We can't go out for walks and meet people at the moment. But going to the window and waving through as you're going past, maybe, or putting the letter through the door.
I sometimes, if I found a song that I really like recently, I'll you can like share a song.
Oh yeah.
I'll do that. I'll like share the link to a song to certain people and be like, check this out. And it's like, oh, it's a happy song.
Lovely. Right, I think we're going to close the chat there because I think we've had loads and loads of ideas. So I want you to think about the next few days, what can you do for your community? That might be the people in your house. That might be, maybe mum's looking a bit tired because she's been helping you with the homeschooling and trying to do her work from home and cooking the dinner. Maybe you could do something nice for her. Maybe it's just a case of helping her dry the dishes. Or maybe you can help dad doing the washing. You can fold something up for him. Or maybe even just keeping your bedroom tidy would be a tiny little thing you could do to help those people in your community. So I want you to think about what you can do to keep your communities nice and strong at the moment. If you've thought about what makes you happy, now it's time to think about what makes other people happy. So that's nearly the end of our assembly. I just want to remind you, we talked a little bit about cereal. Today is the last day you can come down to the school and pick up your cereal. Up till 3 o'clock today, you can come and get your cereal. If you're in nursery and reception, you can come and get your handwriting pack and your tub of Play-Doh to help you with your finger strength and your muscle strength. Give me a wave if you've got Play-Doh in your house at the moment. You come to get your Play-Doh. Might not be for you, might be for a little person in your house. I've got the wrong audience here. These are the older kids, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like, what? I don't want
Play-Doh. I'm too cool for Play-Doh. I bet if I showed up at your house with a pot of Play-Doh, you'd take it off being unplayed. You'd be building dinosaurs or something. I know, Poppy. You'd be bored of all that writing. You'd be like, I want to make some Play-Doh dinosaurs. Right, and then obviously today, last time, chance to get your handwriting packs. Give me a wave if you've got a handwriting pack. That's better. So, can be a bit boring to be sat in front of a Chromebook all day long, so maybe it's a good chance to do some practice on your handwriting. And this could be your task for today. Maybe instead of doing geography for one day, you go sit and do some handwriting instead. Right, that's it from me. Have a wonderful day. You've got you've got reading with Miss Kirby this afternoon at 2 o'clock and at 3 o'clock.